for today. I want to speak to you about fear. The most voiced command actually in Scripture is fear not. 365 times, if I understand correctly, the term fear not or have no fear or do not fear is voiced in Scripture from the very beginning of the Bible all the way to the very end of the Bible. One, do not fear for every day of the year, and I guess on leap year, then that day on leap day, you're on your own, I guess. But do not fear. But we have a whole sect of Christianity and others who live in nothing but fear. They're fearful of their salvation. They're not sure. You got to do it the way they did it or you're not saved. Well, they live in fear. They're fearful. All the end of time is coming. Every time there's a heat wave, every time somebody sneezes over in the Middle East, it's the end of time. All this is happening. That's happening. No, we got to get out of that. That's fear-based. God does not want us to live in fear. That is not what he ever wanted. Fear comes from, guess who? The enemy. And all these people are living in fear. They're not sure of their salvation. The end of time's happening every time. There's a devil under every tree. Everybody's out to get you. We got to go into our bunker and hide and all that. I'm not saying don't prepare for things. You need to be prepared for things that could happen. But don't live in fear. We see so many Christians who claim all victory in Jesus. They're all talking victory in Jesus. But yet they're the most fearful people I've ever seen in my life. The world's coming down around them. All fear. I may not go to heaven. And they're worried to death. Or they're worried to death that Jesus come back tomorrow. Well, he might. He could come today. I don't know. But the thing is, I'm not going to say live in fear because of that. I'm not living in fear of what the government's doing or this government or that government. Sure, does it affect me? Absolutely. But I trust God. I don't trust in these systems of man anymore. And I'm not going to live in fear. I'm not doing it. I'm going to live my life until the day that the good Lord comes and gets me that way, or he takes me through death. And either way, I'm with God. I live in fear. Death has been taken away from me in that respect. I don't have to fear death, hell, the grave, none of that. It's all been taken care of for me. So I'm not going to live in fear, and I don't think you should either. And if you're in a church that is preaching fear, I would suggest you go elsewhere. Go to a church that's